Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Bright, for this renewed partnership. Thank you, Dr. Edwards, for helping facilitate this partnership. I think she stepped out. On behalf of the North Carolina Association of Black Lawyers, I want to extend a very special welcome to the members of the Old North State Medical Society. I cannot tell you how meaningful it is to see our two organizations gathered together again. For me, this partnership is personal. I grew up in Martin County in eastern North Carolina. My parents were lawyers there, and some of the physicians and healthcare professionals who were part of the history of Black healthcare in eastern North Carolina were not simply the names I later learned about. They were the doctors and dentists our families knew, they trusted, and they relied upon. There was Dr. Lawrence Wynn in Williamston, North Carolina. There was Dr. Joseph Weaver in Ahoskie, North Carolina. There was Dr. Andrew Best in Greenville. There was Dr. Milton Quiglis in Tarboro. And there was Dr. Wiley E. Hines, a dentist in Pitt County. These were the professionals Black families went to. They were our doctors, they were our dentists, and the Black lawyers were our lawyers. But these professionals did not exist in separate worlds. They knew one another, they supported one another, their families knew one another, their children grew up together, their children became my lifetime friends. I saw those relationships firsthand. Growing up, I attended NCABL conferences and I attended ONSMS conferences. As a child, I probably did not fully appreciate what I was witnessing at the time. I just knew that our families came together. It was a vacation. The doctors knew the lawyers knew the doctors, their spouses knew one another, and their children knew one another. I'm trying to be brief, but it means a lot to me to have this happen. Looking back, I understand that those gatherings were about much more than professional education. They were about community. And for the children who were there, they quietly taught us something too. We saw Black doctors, we saw Black dentists, we saw Black lawyers, we saw Black professionals leading organizations, serving their communities, raising families, and supporting one another. Before we ever understood words like networking, mentorship, or representation, we saw what was possible. And some of us grew up and followed them. Those relationships extended beyond professional life as well. Black lawyers called upon Black physicians as experts and witnesses. They relied upon physicians they trusted to evaluate clients, explain injuries, and provide testimony in court. And Black physicians and dentists knew lawyers they could call on when their families, or their patients needed legal assistance. We referred to one another, we hired one another, we trusted one another, we opened doors for one another. Some of that was community, but some of it was necessity. There were institutions that did not welcome Black physicians, Black dentists, and Black lawyers as equals. So our predecessors built their own networks. They supported one another, they shared opportunities, mentored the next generation, and created institutions of their own. In doing so, they did more than just help one another succeed. They helped sustain communities. That is the history I think about as NCABL and ONSMS come together again this weekend, because I believe we need one another again. Today, challenges may look different, but principles have not changed. But the principle has not changed. We are living at a time when the rule of law and institutions that protect equal justice are under extraordinary strain. At the same time, rural hospitals and essential healthcare services are disappearing from communities like the one I grew up in, like the one where my relatives are. Rural communities struggle to attract and retain physicians and lawyers, and access to justice and access to quality health care remain beyond the reach of far too many North Carolinians, particularly, and my family too. They are not separate problems. The people we serve do not experience their lives in professional silos. Health, housing, employment, poverty, access to medical care, and access to justice are deeply connected. And when the institutions our communities depend upon are threatened, lawyers and physicians share a responsibility to speak. That is why rekindling this relationship between NCABL and ONSMS is about much more than holding a joint conference. It is about rebuilding a professional and personal bond that served our communities for generations. Our predecessors understood that bond. Dr. Quigless understood it, Dr. Best, Dr. Weaver, Dr. Wynn, and Dr. Hines understood it, and generations of Black lawyers understood it. They understood that our strength was never simply in what each of us could accomplish individually. Our strength was in what we could accomplish for our communities when we stood together. So I hope what begins again this weekend does not end on Sunday morning. I want our young lawyers to know our young physicians. I want our physicians to know the lawyers they can call, and our lawyers to know the doctors they can call. I want us working together on issues where law and medicine intersect. I want our families to know one another again. I want another generation of children to walk into rooms like this one and see Black doctors, lawyers, judges, and other professionals and understand, as I did, what is possible. That is why the theme of this conference, bridging justice and health, collaborative leadership in an era of uncertainty, means so much to me. Perhaps what NCABL and ONSMS are doing this weekend is not creating something new at all. Perhaps we are remembering something our predecessors already knew. There will be moments when our communities need doctors to heal, lawyers to advocate, and both professions to lead. This is one of those moments. So to our brothers and sisters of ONSMS, welcome. Welcome to this conference, welcome to this partnership, and welcome to what I hope will be the beginning of a renewed relationship between our historic organizations. Our predecessors built this bridge. Now is our responsibility to cross it. Thank you so much.